Hey everyone, we're doing a little bit of a different video today. I wanted to show off my home theater a little bit, so just going to show you some clips, kind of touring around it. I apologize, I did film it with my phone, so the quality is what it is. If this is something that interests you guys, I'd really like to do more videos going more in depth on the different equipment, the different setups, how I've got things configured. If it's not something all that interesting, then we'll just keep doing the regular videos like we always do. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and here we go. So this is the hallway leading to the theater room itself. I've just got some different artwork and posters, very heavily Star Wars related. A couple of different TV show memorabilia stuff, and some artwork that Alex had commissioned, as well as, different artwork we picked up at different art fairs. And then we got this hallway down here, but this is the actual theater room itself. So when you walk in, I've got this big screen, which we'll go over there in a second and show a little bit better, but I want to show the back here. So we have this back wall with the big Mackie logo, as well as we've got a concession stand over here with the full entertainment console. So I've got a PS4, as well as the Denon receiver. Got an Xbox One down there, 1S, and Nvidia Shield. So the Shield is mainly what I use. There's also a Fire Stick attached to the back of the Denon receiver. Just for time period I was having issues, so it just helped to switch between the two. So we've got a full little concession stand here, and back here we just got some more storage for those things, as well as a big popcorn maker and a cotton candy maker. We've also got these Fluance rear speakers, and I'll show you guys the wiring in just a second where those all connect in, as well as we got this big platform which serves as some storage. And so back here, I apologize for the terrible camera work. So back here we've got this storage area, nothing too special, but if you look, so the wiring comes through up here through some conduits that we had ran through, and they pretty much all terminate down here, which connects in the back of the receiver. So if you look, there's 3 conduits. So there's one really big one and there's 2 small ones. So some of those will come out here to the projector. And I'll have a link for what all of my stuff is, all my equipment, for those who are curious. And so they all come out, so there's a HDMI cable, and the HDMI cable comes through right out here and just plugs in. So what's nice is, because these conduits, the only cable that I actually have plugging into the receiver is the HDMI, as well as obviously the power. That's a little access port, and as you can see, I've got a bunch of movie posters for different movies. And then, so we've got 2 rows of seating, and I'll take a shot from up here first to give you a better idea. So there's 2 rows of seating, and so we got 3 in the back and 5 in the front. We got this from a movie theater that was actually closing down, and the nice thing is we got them for a really good price. They're fully automatic, they got cup holders, they even got numbers on them. So that's what's really cool. So if you look, this platform is actually pretty high up. It's about 2 feet. But what's nice is if you come up and you sit down, you're pretty much level with the projector. But you can be seated here, and even if the front seat's all the way up, you can see the whole screen. And so it's got a little platform, as well as there's a charging station over here. And there is all around the side, which I have to stop the video in order to start it. There is lights that go all the way around the railings here, and they actually tie into the lights up here as well. So I can actually dim and control them from my phone. This is the SVS speaker I have. can't remember the exact number. I want to say it's the 3000, but it might be the 4000. Like I said, I'll post that in the description. Once again, the seats. Now what's cool is these two seats, so this one and this one, actually have butt kickers in them. So underneath here, which these are bolted down, so I can't show you, but they have little shakers. So what happens is that when the bass line hits, it'll cause these two seats to shake, and it adds a nice little effect to the bassy sounds of the movie. So I'm going to pause the video. We're going to transition. So now we're going behind. So this is, the hallway we walked up. That's the entrance we came through. Now we're going behind the screen. So behind the screen, actually, I have 3 speakers. So these 3 speakers pump through that acoustic screen, and they allow the sound to travel through. And as you can see, there's part of the conduit that comes out and allows the cables. At the moment, it's a teeny bit messy, but it works. This is just a storage room for us, so it doesn't really matter too much. So what's really nice is then when we're back in the theater, you don't see any of the front speakers because you have just these big, these are Behringer B212XLs, and you get quite a bit of sound, quite a bit of power, and because we have so much room, they were extremely cheap. So we've seen the main and the rear speakers, but we do also have 2 Atmos speakers. So this is a 5.1.2 setup, and we are in my basement, so I did have to block out the windows that are down here to get the best darkness that I could. And just to give you an idea, I'm going to stand in the front corner again, just to give you an idea of the overall size. Hopefully this phone is doing a moderate job showing it. So like I said, these have lights that run underneath, and they change colors. I can change the amount of dim that they're at. They also tie in with the ceiling lights, which at the moment I've just got them all at a specific color. They don't look as good strobing. Obviously, when I'm actually watching stuff, for the most part, these are off. Maybe I have these on at like 1 or 2%, just to give people a little bit of lighting along the ground so they can see where they're walking. But in general, it's just the lights as being off. But it's really nice for when people are walking in. We, can do kind of allow people to get filed in, set up, talk, sit down, get set, get their pop, and whatever. So I use a Harmony remote to control everything, and hopefully this all works. So right now I'm watching everything off the Shield. So if I have this all configured where it can go home, and I can go back all the way to the home screen, and it's switching from HDR to not HDR, so it takes a second. And so the screen is a 120-inch screen. It's like I said, an acoustic screen, so the sound passes through. And I've got, all the standard stuff. I pretty much run most things off of either Kodi or Plex, and it's actually extremely nice. We have, I've been exploring Cinema Vision, for those who are familiar with that, and that kind of does before the movie previews and things like that. It'll show you trailers for movies that are related, and a nice thing too is I can stream games from my computer to here. That's something that you can do through the Shield, so I'm able to play games with the power of my computer through the Shield. If you're ever interested in doing that, I'd highly recommend making sure you have an Ethernet connection. And as I said, we've also got set up for the Fire Stick for the PlayStation 4 and for the Xbox. So if I want to do like the PlayStation, I turn on the PlayStation and make sure that I've got the controller, which I got right here. Just takes a minute to switch between devices. And that glow that's just going on is because I just have those lights on in the back. Normally that's not there. And give it a second. And there we go. So you can play your PlayStation games and do everything from there, and we watch all of our movies in here, and it's quite nice. The dogs enjoy it quite a bit. They don't really mind the sound, even though, especially with that subwoofer and those giant speakers that you saw behind the screen, it gets pretty powerful. So yeah, that was the home theater. It took a couple months to build. It was quite a process, and I have all the documents and all the steps in the process that was involved. So if you guys want to see that, I can do more in-depth build videos. If it's not something that really interests people, then we'll just keep doing the video summaries and go from there. So regardless, thank you for watching Movie Spoiler Alerts, and remember to like and subscribe and check us out on Instagram. And thanks for watching.